So this is problem 57, chapter 16. B corporation has $1,000 in revenue. Cost of goods sold is $400, which is the marginal cost. SG&A is $100. The cost of capital is 14%. The risk-free rate is 5. They're going to issue $700,000 in debt at a coupon of 5%, and the yield maturity is 7.9. So the question is, what percent is the firm's cost fixed, and what percent of the cost is variable with the added debt? So the debt fixed cost percentage is the SG&A plus the interest payments divided by the SG&A plus the interest payments plus the cost of goods sold. So it's 100 plus the 700 times the 0.05, which is the risk-free rate, divided by the 100, which is the SG&A, plus the 700, which is the debt, times the 0.05, which is the risk-free rate, plus the 400, which is the cost of goods sold. So that comes out to be 25.23%. So the variable cost percentage is the $400 divided by the 100 plus the 700 of debt times 0.05 plus the 400 cost of goods sold, which gives you a variable cost percentage of 74.77. And then the second question is, how much will the debt issuance reduce the actual annual tax liability? So they plan to issue $1 million worth of debt at 9%. The debt is trading at par. Corporate tax rate is 25%. The average tax rate is 15%. Again, what is the how much will the debt issuance reduce the annual tax liability? So the tax shield is going to be the debt, which is the $1 million, times the cost of the debt, which is the yield maturity of 9%, and the tax rate, and we're going to use the corporate tax rate, 25%, so our tax shield is $22,500. And I'll just do problem 43 too, since I'm on camera. So this one is, what is the effect on the stock price after an ex-dividend date? Current stock price is $22. The dividend per share is 3. The extra dividend, is 3 cents. The extra dividend is 5 cents, and the tax rate is 15%. So it's going to be the 3 cents plus the 5 cents times 1 minus the tax rate, which is 0.85, is going to give you the tax adjustment. So $22 minus the tax adjustment gives you $21.70. So after the X date, the reduction in the price is affected by the tax rate. Okay. So who has 37? Okay.
So
did you want to come up, or you want me to be your man or white?
Either or, it doesn't matter. So basically the problem's asking how much you will receive if you have 100 shares of Jupiter company. And so basically you use the formula, which is the earnings per share. So it's going to be the earnings over the shares outstanding. So it's going to be 40 million over 160 million, and your earnings per share will be 0.25 or 25 cents, and then you do 0.25 times 100 because you have 100 shares, and that gives you $25.
Oh, I think I got 56 too. So you purchased 3,000 shares 4 years ago at $30 per share, and you're getting a fixed price tender offer at $36. Your capital gains is 15%. How much will you actually receive after your taxes? So 30,000, 3,000 is the number of shares you bought. $30, you bought it at $30 4 years ago. You're offering 36 minus the 30, which is your gain, times the tax rate. So it's going to be your net proceeds plus the 30, comes out to be $105,300 is what you're going to get net of the capital gains tax. Okay, Nick?
Okay, so switching to the homework, I did problem 10.3. And the basic gist of this problem is that there's a company that is buying a piece of equipment for $3,300,000 to be used on a 5-year project at a discount rate of about 18%. So your initial investment is obviously $3,300,000. The length of the project is obviously 5 years, and your required rate of return is 18%. So you just do the net present value equation. So that means that you'll set it up with net present value equaling negative $3,300,000 plus the first year cash flow, which was $875,123, over 1 plus the discount, or 1 plus the required rate of return, and then to the year that this is, which will be to the first power. So it's set up like 875,123 over 1.18 to the first. And then you do the same thing for every year after that with various cash flows, obviously changing the year. So it'd be the second year has 1.18 squared, then third year is 1.18 cubed, and so on for 5 years. And the cash flows are in a table with the question. And at the end of all of that, you'll get negative $3,300,000 plus 741,630 plus 693,926 plus 696,882 plus 644,942 plus 657,607. And then after you do all that, you will get the final answer of $134,987.
And you accept.
Is problem 10.19, and it's basically a company that's evaluating 2 projects, Project A and Project B. They evaluate on a payback criteria of 3 years or less. So these are the cash flows for Project A, these are the cash flows for Project B. These are the cumulative cash flows, and as we can see, both of them exceed the payback period of 3 years. It also asks what would be the cash flows at a discount rate of 8%, and these are the present value current cash flows, and these are the present value current cash flows up to the 8% rate. In this case, neither of them are under 3 years, so we reject them.
I think problem 10.22, and it's a company that's trying to look for their MRR, which is the monthly recurring revenue. So basically, their PV of cost is 650,000, length of capital 4 years, cost of capital 14%, annual cash flow to 275,000. So we're going to put this into the equation by using the annual cash flow. We add 1 plus the cost of capital, and we calculate it to the power of 3, 2, and 1, and also 0, which is just this. And that gives us all these individual answers, which gives us a total of 1,353,315. And then that, which is the answer of that over the PV cost, which is a PV of cost, gives us a decimal. And then I wasn't sure with this one too much, but we calculated to 1/4, which we round up to 20.1%.
It makes it the annual.
The annual.
Yeah.
So that gives us
The annual.
the MRR.
Yeah.
So we did question 31, chapter 10, and so it basically gives you a table with 2 cash flows of 2 projects, and it asks which one you would accept or reject. And so you just do the net present value of the 2 projects. So the first one, when you do that, you end up with a negative cash flow, so you reject it. The second one, you end up with a positive cash flow, and you accept that.
So I did a 12.31, and it's basically a company who found that their EBIT would increase by 25% to $100,000, and we're trying to find the increase, the corresponding depreciation, amortization, and earnings before taxes. And basically, what I was trying to do here is trying to find the depreciation and amortization first, and which turned out to be 20,000, and which allowed me to calculate the cash flows, and which turned out to be I got 2.0, which meant that I got a 20% increase with the corresponding change in the EBITDA.
And then I did 12.36. This one you calculate the break even. So first is taking the 100,000, and then it's free cash flow times 1 divided by 0.12, which is the cost of capital. 1 minus 1 divided by 1.2 to the 10, which is the holding period. And we get free cash flow of $17,698.42. That goes down here because we want to get to the EBIT. So we take out depreciation and amortization, 8,000, CapEx. We add CapEx, which is 4,000, and add additions to working capital of 2,000, and then divide that by 1 minus the tax rate. And that gives us an EBIT of $20,931.23. So we're going to take you want the revenue minus the variable costs. So it's going to be the EBIT, add back depreciation and amortization, and then the fixed costs. So that gives you $31,931.23. You take that, divided by the price minus the price per unit minus the variable cost per unit, to get 3,992 cars, which is what you need to sell to be able to break even. And I think I'm on Kenny Burnett.
So my group did chapter 13.6. So the question's asking us what is a common equity of capital, and for company S. So that's what KCA is. DI is a dividend that must be paid to the common shares, which is 1.10. PCA is the price of S's common stock, which is 13.75. And G is the percentage, the increase in dividends every year. So it's going to be 0.05. So what you do is you get your dividends that you have to pay the common shareholders every year, 1.10 over 13.75. Then you add the increase in dividends, the percentage, which is 5%. So it's going to be 0.05. That's going to give you a nice 30%.
So I did 13.17. Here we're analyzing the cost of debt for a firm. You want to work backwards using the current selling price of all the bonds, which is $823.48. You multiply it by the present value interest factor of annuity. That's what that is. And you're dividing the yield to maturity by 2 in both of them. The reason I'm dividing by 2 is because the bonds are collected, or pay interest semi-annually. So with this, we're working backwards to figure out the yield to maturity. Working all these numbers through, it ends up being 0.11. The entire problem is actually looking for the after-tax cost of debt. So you take the yield to maturity over here, multiply it by 1 minus the marginal average tax rate, and you get 7.7%.
So we had 14.1 and 14.9, and they're asking in 14.1, how does their cash conversion cycle compare with the industry average of 75 days? So we took their 32 days sales outstanding and added that to the day sales inventory and subtracted the days payable outstanding to get 69 days. And we determined that the company is productive since their cash conversion cycle is less than the average 75 days. And then in 14.9, they're asking what are the savings from using the lockbox. So we took their daily sales and multiplied that by their earnings, which is 5.2% and multiplied it by 1.6 days, and we got 4,908.
And then we did 14.13, and it's asking for the effective annual rate. So you take 1 plus 0.0204 to the power of 365 divided by 38. That's how many days it's allowing for the collection period. Then minus 1, and then we get 0.2142, which is equal to 21.42%.
Then we also did problem 14.19. And in this problem, we were supposed to calculate the day sales outstanding, and it gave us an operating cycle of 81 days, inventory of 134,000, and cost of goods sold of 1,100,000. And first, we have to find the day sales in inventory, and that's inventory divided by cost of goods sold divided by 365. That would give you about 44.5 days. And then to find the day sales outstanding, we subtract the operating cycle, or the day sales inventory by, we subtract the 2 operating cycle in DSI, and that's 81 days minus 44.5, which gets us 36.5 days.
We did only 15.24, and it's asking for the total cost to the firm of issuing the securities. And we found the underwriting spread, which was 75 at the start of the day to 72 at the end of the day, so that was $3 per share. And they issued 85 million shares divided by the start of the day to find out how many outstanding shares there were, which was 1,133,333. So we find the cost of those shares, which was 3,399,999. So the first day they would lose $9, and the total underpricing on day 1 would be $9 by 1,333,333, which was 10,199,997. So the total cost of the firm would be those added up, which was 10,199,997 plus 3,399,999 plus 340,000, which was the out-of-pocket expenses, which comes up to 13,939,996.
So in 16.29, we had to calculate the total value of the company's equity. The corporation is valued at $900 million, and there's a perpetual debt of $300 million, and there's also a 30% marginal tax. So what we did was we multiplied the perpetual debt of $300 million by the 30%, and we got 90 million, and then we subtracted the 90 million from the 900 million. You get 810 million, which is how much the corporation would be worth, and that is also the value of the debt.
So for 16.2, we're trying to find the expected rate of return. So we take our rate of return, and then we have our debt to common stock ratio, and then we subtract that by the cost of debt, and we ended up getting 14.4% for our expected rate of return.
Any more? Nope. Okay, I think that's it.